Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you a video called Slice and Dice. I'm going to show you how I sliced up a benoni. So I started this game with d4 with the intention to probably play a Catalan, but he plays a benoni, which I've studied this, but I'm not always super comfortable when I play against this, as it's a pretty good opening for black and it can be pretty aggressive in some lines. So normal developing move. Thrusting forward in the center like this is not really the move that I'm used to. I'm used to a move maybe like this, and then usually this d6 pawn is in the modern benoni. So this is an aggressive move by black, not something I was really used to, so I just kind of ignored it. Now he's on my pawn twice, but it's defended twice, so this move I think was not necessary. Because of takes, we're completely fine, but reinforced in the center anyways. This is an interesting move. It weakens his king. I don't really know what his intention was. I think he just wants to play e5. He's just focused on breaking out in the center, but then immediately he blocks with his bishop. So it's kind of like, what was the point of playing this move if you weren't going to play e5, because you weakened the diagonals over here. I don't know, 1700 rated player. So I'm not saying anybody can win at this level, but sometimes you see these types of moves and you're wondering just what his ideas are. Castle's pretty standard, and now you see he thinks he wants to put his light squared bishop back here on f7. A very interesting maneuver. It doesn't pay off for him. A little bit of development here. Now I break open in the center. He elects not to trade, and the reason I felt comfortable taking here is because I have a rook and a queen, and an open and e-file towards the king favors white in my opinion. Hitting the rook, he moves. Now here comes the check. He blocks. Now I can capture. I couldn't capture before because the bishop was guarding the pawn. Now I can capture. He sets up a nice idea here, kind of trying to attack my minor pieces. I can't really explain why I played this move. Yes, I can. If you think about it, putting the rook opposite the queen is always good, and you could take advantage of a pin. So I think that's the only idea behind this. Taking here is probably okay. I chose to try and play this trick, see if he would take my knight so I could win his queen. He doesn't fall for it. So now I'm going to attack this pawn. A better move probably would have been just to push. But then I'm kind of infiltrating like this, and that would have been checkmate. So, well, not checkmate. He would have had to give up the queen. So, maybe, sorry if you didn't understand. If he pushes here, check. There's nowhere for the king to run, so you'd have to sack the queen for the knight. So taking here is fine. Now he's threatening to play this fork. I let him do it. And then I check his king. And then this is a nice move, hitting the bishop for free. Hitting the queen and the rook. So the queen has to move. This is another strong move, attacking the queen as well as defending the bishop, keeping all the pressure on. The queen retreats back. And at this point, maybe there's a sneaky move here. I'm not really seeing it. If the rook was here, I could maybe play something like this, or sack everything and maybe have some counterplay. But here I just took the pawn and allowed my pieces to open up, brought the knight in, captured back. With this monster bishop, I'm up 2 pawns. His king's unsafe. My pieces are starting to flow. This game kind of ends brutally. So I take the free rook. Here I could have taken the knight, but instead I took with check. And on this move, black resigned because, he's collapsed. He's about to lose another piece. His pawn is pinned. Excuse me. His rook is pinned, so this rook's coming over. This knight's going to capture here, or the queen can take here. Not a lot of options for black, so slice and dice, baby. That's what we did to this opponent. All from the opening, too. I think this maneuver with the light squared bishop created a lot of weaknesses. And then learning when to strike, when to take in the middle. This was a good time to take. Probably the best move here would have been queen takes. But then maybe I have some tricks with the discovered attack. Oops, not there. Maybe coming back here. You know, putting your queen on this diagonal with the light squared bishop is probably what he wanted to avoid. But by allowing this e-file weakness, I mean, white was able to take advantage. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to leave it here. It's a short one. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below. And we hope to see you in the next video.